One day the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Knowledge is power. Cleverness is not wisdom. Acumen is the keenest and surest discrimination in matters of taste and manners. Insight is not a light bulb that goes off inside our heads. It is a flickering candle that can easily be snuffed out. Brilliance is typically the act of an individual, but incredible stupidity can usually be traced to an organization. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. Judiciousness is the art of decision-making, the science of leadership, and the resolution of uncertainty. Sagacity is the quality of being discerning, sound in judgment, and far-sighted in adapting means to ends. Smartness is a perfect beauty. Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. Reasoning draws a conclusion, but does not make the conclusion certain unless the mind discovers it by the path of experience. Discernment is not simply a matter of telling the difference between right and wrong. Rather, it is telling the difference between right and almost right. Sharpness is the ability to detect or respond to small differences, changes, or trends that are difficult to perceive or measure. Proficiency is not about how well you can learn, but how well you can use what you have learned. Intellectual prowess is the power to apprehend general principles and to apply them with an effect which does not depend on the possession of specialized information. The only source of knowledge is experience. Wisdom begins in wonder. Cleverness is when you believe only half of what you hear, but brilliance is when you know which half to believe. Acumen is the ability to make quick decisions and sound judgments. Insight is not about seeing things, but seeing through things. Brilliance is the ability to look at the ordinary and see the extraordinary. Knowledge is a treasure, but practice is the key to it. Judiciousness is the art of thinking twice before saying nothing. Sagacity is the quality that enables a person to discern the best course of action in a given situation and to pursue it to the best advantage. Smartness is not just about intelligence, it's also about the ability to adapt to change. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. Reasoning is the power of the mind to think, understand, and form judgments by a process of logic. Discernment is not just about seeing, but understanding. Sharpness is a gift. Keenness of mind, intensity of thought, these are your greatest tools. Proficiency is the result of habitually applying the right principles in the right way. Intellectual prowess is not about what you know, but how you use what you know. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. Cleverness is not always true wisdom. Acumen is not just about being knowledgeable, it's about understanding the essence of things. Insight is the first condition of art. Brilliance is not just about brightness, it's about illuminating the path for others. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. Judiciousness is the art of balancing possibilities with probabilities. Sagacity is the gift of forming right judgments and of distinguishing the true from the false in all things. Smartness is the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Learning is the eye of the mind. Reasoning is the process of thinking carefully about something. Discernment is the ability to judge well. Sharpness is not just about being quick-witted, it's about being perceptive. Proficiency is the result of continually striving to do better. Intellectual prowess is the ability to think critically and creatively. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. Cleverness is a gift. Kindness is a choice. Acumen is the ability to make good decisions quickly and effectively. Insight is the power to see beyond the surface of things. Brilliance is not about being the best. It's about being better than you were yesterday. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Judiciousness is the ability to make sound decisions based on careful consideration. Sagacity is the ability to see things in their true perspective. Smartness is not about being perfect. It's about learning from your mistakes. Learning is a journey that never ends. Reasoning is the ability to think logically and make sound judgments. Discernment is the key to understanding the complexities of life. Sharpness is the ability to think quickly and make wise decisions. Proficiency is the result of consistent and intentional effort. Intellectual prowess is not measured by how much you know, but by how well you apply what you know. The truest wisdom is a resolute determination. Cleverness is the ability to adapt to change. Acumen is the power to see and understand what others cannot. Insight is the art of seeing the invisible. Brilliance is not just about knowledge, it's about creativity and innovation. knowledge is the foundation of wisdom. Judiciousness is the ability to make the right decisions, even when they are tough. Variety is the spice of life. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. The art of life is a constant readjustment to our surroundings. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. In every change, in every falling leaf, there is some pain, some beauty, and that's the way new leaves grow. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. Every living organism is constantly evolving, adjusting, and adapting to its environment. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Variability is one of the virtues of a woman. It avoids the crude requirement of polygamy. So long as you have one good wife, you are sure to have a spiritual harem. Coping with the demands of life requires flexibility and resilience. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Variation is the secret of life. Without variation, life would be monotonous and dull. Evolution is not a force, but a process. Transformation is a process, and as life happens, there are tons of ups and downs. It's a journey of discovery. Innovation is the unrelenting drive to break the status quo and develop anew where few have dared to venture. Adaptability is about the powerful difference between adapting to cope and adapting to win. Acclimatization is a process of change in an organism in response to its environment. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Revitalization comes from the Latin word vita, meaning life. It implies bringing something back to life. Reconstruction is a commitment to building anew, often after adversity or destruction. Innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. Modulation is the key to finding balance and harmony in life. Adjustableness is the ability to adapt or be adjusted to new or changing circumstances. Development is about transforming the lives of people, not just transforming economies. Openness to change is a prerequisite for growth and progress. Plasticity is the capacity of the brain to reorganize its structure, functions, and connections. Coping with the challenges of life requires resilience and adaptability.